And that's how little Maggie announced the birth of John Footman. John was born one freezing Irish morning in January 1826 to John Sr. and Joanna Collins. The Footman and Collins family came from the villages of Dundee, Dirk Cove, Donneroo, and Lissavad. These picturesque villages were all located in the West Cork region of Ireland. Their main profession centered around farming, fishing, and stable hands at Castlefrake. So this is probably one Michael Footman's...
Yeah, Michael Footman and his wife Ellen, they lived here. The census in 1901 shows them living here, and it's believed they had a shop here which they rented from a Patrick O'Driscoll. But they also earned a bit of a living. The ships coming to Britain from America would pass very close to the coast here, and they would go out on Sunday mornings in their small boats, taking out food and bartering the food with goods from the ships. Yeah. And before the famine, there was 800 people living here.
Wow.
But there was so many people died with the famine and emigrated. By the 1900s, the population was gone way down.
My ancestor, my great-grandmother Agnes Footman, her granduncle. This was her granduncle's house, so it's highly emotional that, you know, one part of my family, the roots, actually come from the land over here.
So another interesting aspect of this is that many of the families still here in Ireland are oblivious to the fact that they have relatives throughout the world. And in the case of John Footman, who would have guessed that a young man from this estate would have ended up building a life and building a family and having descendants through 7 generations in India.
So it would be very unusual to go to India. So I'd say economically, for your branch of the Footmans, unfortunately, I think it would have, they wouldn't have been in great circumstances because you know, they wouldn't have other sources of income or sources of sustenance from the land, but they didn't own, or they weren't actually tenants of land themselves, to just having a house to live in and providing labour to wherever they were working.
John's ship, the Kent, landed one hot, humid August afternoon on the shores of the Marina Beach in Madras. His first home in India was in the barracks of Vepery. Vepery was an army cantonment suburb in Madras. Today, John's descendants, the Footmans, are scattered all over the world.
An interesting aspect to your research on John Footman's journey and the factors around his arrival in India is the broader context of the impact upon the world of that mass emigration out from Ireland during the famine years.